and welcome to another video, and today is going to be something a little bit different. It's going to be a showdown, a face-off between McDonald's and Burger King, or more specifically the Big Mac and the Whopper. Now I've pulled out all the stops, there is no expense spared. I'm going to be using the latest state-of-the-art cutting-edge scientific analysis in order to conduct this experiment. Essentially I'm going to be eating the Big Mac and then eating the Whopper and then just telling you which one I like the best. So if you're excited for today's video and you would like to see this kind of fast food face-off become a new series on the channel, then give this video a like and let's get some food.
Can I take your order, please?
Yes, can I get a large Big Mac meal, please?
Yeah, what drink?
With a regular Coke. Can I get a large Whopper meal, please? Like a regular Coke, please. And we're in. Let the showdown begin. That rhymed. And it wasn't even deliberate, I'm just dangerously good at poetry. Oh, before I forget, a quick heads up, with tomorrow being Black Friday, MyProtein have a ridiculous sale on their website. Like, I'm not joking, it's ridiculous. You can get protein for like 10p, so head over to the website now. You can use my links at the top of my description. Feel free to use my code MATT20 for another 20% off. But like I said, today is definitely a good time to be buying stuff because it is crazy, crazy cheap. Anyway, let's get on with the competition. So in terms of structure, I'm gonna be splitting it up into 4 sections. We're gonna have price, we're gonna have presentation, we're gonna have nutrition, and we're gonna have taste. Now, for each of these categories, I'm gonna be awarding McDonald's and Burger King a mark out of 10, which means the maximum mark you can attain for all the maths fans out there is 40. Let's kick off with price, a nice easy one. So the McDonald's, the Big Mac came in at £5.19, whereas the Burger King came in at a staggering £6.29. So in terms of fast food, I guess £5.19 isn't too bad. I'm gonna give the McDonald's, the Big Mac, an 8 out of 10. Whereas the Burger King is lagging behind, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next up, we have presentation, another pretty easy one. So let's start with the Big Mac. I mean, the burger, like, it looks like it's fallen out of a massive, massive building and just like splattered on the floor. Like, it's not the best presentation. I'm tempted just to slam it down because it'll probably improve the way it looks. By the way, you know you're committed to a scientific research presentation when you use a grapefruit to stack up your Burger King. The fries are like, why are they in a bag? You know, like McDonald's has a nice cardboard thing that stands up, ideal for thumbnails. Like, what's that? Like, I'm not a peasant, I don't want to eat chips out of a bag. Whereas in contrast, like I said, McDonald's, nice, sturdy, bright red, like, box thing. The burger, I mean, it still isn't the best. It still does look like it's been, like, abused, but it looks better than the Burger King, you know? It's kind of like the lesser of two evils. It's kind of like how being punched in the shoulder is better than being punched in the face, you know? So with all of that stuff in mind, I'm gonna give the Big Mac for presentation a 7 out of 10, and the Whopper comes in at a 5 out of 10. Next on the agenda is nutrition. Everyone knows that if you go to McDonald's or Burger King, you're obviously keen on your nutrition, you're obviously keen on getting those micronutrients in, so let's have a look. I've got the stats piled up in my phone, and they come in as follows. So the Big Mac meal has 1,350 calories, comprising of 54 grams of fat, 194 grams of carbs, and 31 grams of protein. Whereas in contrast, the Whopper meal comes in at a staggering 1,620 calories, comprising of 70 grams of fat, 221 grams of carbs, and 36 grams of protein. Now, this is a dilemma for me because I'm bulking, right? So technically for me, the Whopper's better because it has more calories. I'm gonna go for the everyday human who's not trying to get really fat and who obviously wants to be healthy, like within reason, and therefore the Big Mac has less calories, less fat, and therefore it's technically better for you, right? It's technically better, like, in terms of health. I'm gonna give the Big Mac a 5 out of 10 because, I mean, it is still really bad for you, and the Whopper is gonna come in at a 4 out of 10. And now the score that everyone has been waiting for, the taste. Now, in the interest of fairness and validity, I'm gonna have like a bit of the Big Mac, a bit of the Whopper, a bit of the chips, and so on, because if I was to, for example, eat the whole Big Mac and then the whole Whopper, it might affect my, like, perception of the taste because I might be full up or, like, less hungry. This is like a scientific experiment. We're not messing around. Right, let's lose the grapefruit. That's kind of putting me off. And let's dive in. We're gonna go Big Mac first. Also, like, Mattdoesfitness fans will know that I always get a Big Mac with just cheese and ketchup. Today, I went for the original Big Mac with all the weird crap like gherkins and weird orange sauce in it because, like, that's the Big Mac, right? So it wouldn't be a fair test otherwise. Here we go. To be fair, that's like better than I thought it'd be. Like, I'm not really a fan of all the Big Mac add-ons, but yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I think McDonald's, in my opinion, like, it's kind of more fast food than Burger King. It's more kind of crappy and cheap, but I guess when you buy fast food, that's kind of what you're after, you know? So yeah, let's go for the Whopper. I haven't had a Whopper in like, I actually might have never had a Whopper in my entire life. I've just dropped some. It doesn't look very good, but let's see what happens. Basically backing up what I just said, right? Like, this tastes more like, I mean, it's still obviously nowhere near, but it tastes more like a homemade burger than the Big Mac does. The Big Mac tastes more like fast food. So I guess in terms of quality, the Whopper's ahead. In terms of taste, I'm gonna have to say at the moment, the Big Mac, but obviously we've got more stuff to have. Right, moving on to some fries. First thing to note is that that's supposedly a large, right? Are you freaking kidding me? There's about 10 chips in there. Like, large if you're like a grasshopper, but for an adult male, like, that's ridiculous. Definitely more mass in there. In terms of appearance, like, the Burger King fries are way fatter, and again, I guess, technically look like more kind of quality, whereas the Big Mac fries are more like spindly and like weaselly. And like, I don't know, salty maybe, but let's have an actual taste rather than all this subjective knowledge that I'm just I'm spouting. It has to be said, like, they're both quite cold because I let them sit around when I got a thumbnail, so that's gonna affect the results, but I guess it's fair because they're both equally cold. I mean, I'm saying it's very similar to the Burger Showdown in that Burger King fries are like, I guess, more quality. Like, they feel more like, again, they're nowhere near, but they feel more like home cooked like fries, whereas the McDonald's ones, you can tell they're fast food. I mean, neither of them are particularly good when they get cold, that's a disclaimer, but yeah, I guess McDonald's ones are easier to eat and more fast food like, but the Burger King ones are probably better quality and thus maybe slightly more enjoyable. Breaking news. After further inspection, I actually think the McDonald's Coke is like slightly better. Like, it's maybe a tiny bit more fizzy and it tastes, I don't know, like more Coke-like. I'm getting more and more suspicious about this Coke as I delve into it. But yeah, I've been thinking about the food, the quality, the taste, the enjoyment, the satisfaction, and I'm gonna say that the McDonald's, both the Big Mac and the Whopper, are going to score an 8 out of 10. I'm now going to finish the rest of this food and then consult with my crack team of scientists and then come back with the final result. Just had the results in from the lab, and when I say lab, I mean my phone, and when I say in, I mean I just added up the scores on the calculator. The Whopper scored 24 out of 40, not such a Whopper score, which translates to 60% for the mass fans out there. The Big Mac, however, scored 28 out of 40, which translates to 70%. Ipso facto, the Big Mac is the winner, although, I mean, in reality, the only winner is, like, plaque in your arteries. Like, unless you like dying, just don't eat Big Macs and Whoppers like that often, really. Okay, I pulled my resources into like one chip holder. I'm gonna finish this off, finish the drinks off, and then like sum everything up at the end. it's over. It's finished. That's like 3,000 calories in 25 minutes, I guess. I'm gonna go and sit down now, recuperate, write like a letter of apology to my organs. Yeah, I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you have enjoyed it, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. If you have any suggestions, like for this type of video, so like a KFC versus McDonald's, or like a certain meal versus a certain meal, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow.